Okay, just a mini lesson on parallel and perpendicular lines. Now, we have, just as an example, it says to determine the equation of the line that runs parallel to 4x minus y is equal to negative 5, and that passes through the ordered pair 4, 2. Okay, so first of all, we have 4x minus y equal to negative 5, and first of all, if we look for the slope, okay, so we have for this first line, okay, so we have 4x minus y is equal to negative 5, and if we were to determine the slope, okay, we can get this equation and express in terms of slope-intercept, okay, so we can get the y term by itself, and so we can take out 4x on both sides. Okay, so we have 4x's will cancel out, and we have negative y is equal to negative 4x minus 5, and it is with the follow through you can either multiply or divide both ends by negative 1, and you will in effect change the signs of all the terms. So everything before was negative, and now that we officially place in slope-intercept form, we have that y is equal to 4x plus 5. Okay, so for what we have here in slope-intercept form, again we have the coefficient of the x term is going to be the slope, so that will be 4. And now for the y-intercept, that will be located at 0, 5. And if you were to graph that which represents 4x minus y is equal to negative 5, okay, we're going to have a straight line. And for what we have among the items for 4x minus y is equal to negative 5, again, which we have to be in slope-intercept form, is y is equal to 4x plus 5. And if you notice, okay, for this graph, okay, so we have the y-intercept we located at 0, 5. Okay, so we have the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so we have the y-intercept we located at 0, 5, and to see if we have a slope of 4, so you're looking at a cycle of going up every 4 units for every run where we have a horizontal change to be at 1. So you have throughout you have going up 4 to the right 1. So we have the graph 4x minus y is equal to negative 5 to be this particular straight line. Okay, now, and what we have for the line that is going to run parallel to 4x minus y is equal to negative 5, and that is going to run through the ordered pair 4, 2. Okay, keep in mind, okay, that for parallel lines have the same slope. And so we have, in this setup, we have the slope m is equal to 4, same slope, and we have going through the ordered pair 4, 2. And so for what we have in the case of the parallel line, again we have the point through which it passes, okay, to be at 4, 2. And so setting up what we have for the equation of the line, we can start out with the point slope algorithm, whereupon we have y minus y1 is equal to the slope m times the quantity of x minus x01. So substituting, okay, we have y minus 2 is equal to the slope m, which is 4, and we have times the quantity of x minus 4, and we have in the distribution of 4 all over x minus 4, we have 4x minus 16. And so for what we're going to have in the case of the line that is going to run parallel, as we add 2 to both ends, okay, we have y is equal to 4x minus 14, and so this will be the equation of the line that is going to run parallel. And in terms of how the graph is going to look alongside the original line, okay, we have for this outcome, Okay, now again we have for 4x minus y is equal to -5, we have again this line passing through the ordered pair 0, 5. And as for that which we have running parallel at y is equal to 4x minus 14, again we have these two lines running parallel. And so once again, parallel lines, okay, never intersect, okay, and they are running in the same direction. All right. Now, okay, so these two lines are going to be parallel. Now, in the crossover, okay, to what we have with regard to perpendicular lines, okay, let's say if we take the very same original line, okay, and again we have, okay, for our first line, again, that was at y is equal to 4x plus 5 upon placing in slope-intercept form. Now for the perpendicular line, okay, again, perpendicular line will have an opposite sign reciprocal slope. Okay. All right, so for our first line, the slope was at 4, and as for the perpendicular line, okay, we have for the slope, okay, we have opposite sign of positive 4 is going to be a negative. Reciprocal of 4 is going to be at -1/4. So the slope of the perpendicular line is going to be at -1/4. And for what we have, once again, as the point through which the other line is going to pass, like the parallel line from the earlier example, okay, we have 4, 2 as an ordered pair through which the line will pass. And utilizing what we have with the point slope form of the equation of a line, okay, as we look into substitution, okay, so we have y minus y01 will become y minus 2, and we had the slope m, this time will be at -1/4, and we have times the quantity of x minus 4, and looking at the distribution on the right hand side, we have y minus 2 is equal to -1/4 x. Negative times a negative is a positive, and 4/4 is going to be 1. And as we add 2 to both ends, it turns out that the equation of the line that is running parallel, make that running perpendicular, okay, we have y is equal to -1/4 x plus 3. So that would be the equation of the perpendicular line. And in terms of what we have in the illustration, okay, so we have for the lines running perpendicular to each other, okay, again our original line 4x minus y is equal to -5. Again, you have going upward as we have x to transition from left to right. And so far as what we have for the perpendicular line, y is equal to -1/4 x plus 3. Again, this will intersect our original line at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so you have essentially almost like a plus sign, and those two lines will meet at right angles. And once again, we have in this particular situation, okay, we have those lines, okay, to run perpendicular to each other.